Christianity, a religion filled with faith, devotion, and a long history shrouded in darkness that is often hidden from our view. Let's delve into the dark side of Christian history, rarely revealed. The Crusades, a series of holy wars lasting nearly 200 years, began in 1095. Countless massacres occurred, including in Jerusalem in 1099, where Christian forces slaughtered tens of thousands of Muslim and Jewish men, women, and children. The holy city became a sea of blood. Crusaders believed they were fulfilling God's will, but their actions left a brutal mark on history. The Spanish Inquisition, which began in 1478, stands as one of the darkest chapters in Christian history. Thousands were tried, tortured, and burned alive on charges of heresy. Torture methods like the strappado and garrote were widely used. The most infamous event, the auto da fe, was the public execution of the accused, conducted in front of crowds under the guise of preserving the purity of the Christian faith. From the 15th to the 18th century, witch hunts raged with brutal intensity, particularly in Europe and America. The Malleus Maleficarum, a witch-hunting manual published in 1487, legitimized thousands of executions. The Salem witch trials of 1692 in the United States saw the execution of 20 people and the imprisonment of hundreds more on charges of witchcraft. Burning at the stake was considered a spiritual cleansing of the sin of witchcraft. The conquest of the New World by Europeans also brought forced Christianization. Missionaries accompanied conquerors like Hernán Cortés and Francisco Pizarro, destroying native cultures, toppling temples, and imposing Christian teachings with the sword and threats. The destruction of the Aztec and Inca civilizations in Central and South America is a stark example of how religion was used as a tool of conquest. The 30 Years' War from 1618 to 1648 was the largest religious conflict in Europe, fought between Protestants and Catholics. This war caused massive destruction, famine, and the deaths of up to 8 million people. The chaos fundamentally altered the political, social, and religious landscape of Europe, demonstrating that religion can be a catalyst for highly destructive conflicts. In Latin America, during colonial expansion, thousands of indigenous people were killed or forced to convert to Christianity. The darkest example is the massacre at Cajamarca in 1532, where Francisco Pizarro and his troops slaughtered thousands of Incan warriors, imprisoning and later executing their leader, Atahualpa. Religious missions often served as a cover for mass exterminations. During the medieval period, the Catholic Church was known for suppressing scientific knowledge that contradicted religious teachings. Galileo Galilei, a prominent scientist, was tried and forced to recant his statement that the Earth orbits the Sun. This rejection of science delayed progress for centuries, a darkness that haunts the Church's legacy to this day. In modern times, the Church has been rocked by sexual scandals involving clergy. Thousands of cases of child abuse by priests have surfaced, destroying the Church's image and leaving deep trauma among victims. The cover-up of these cases by Church authorities for decades only worsened the wounds. During European colonial expansion, the spread of Christianity often involved erasing local cultures. In Africa, Asia, and the Pacific, the Church pushed for forced conversions, destroying local traditions and beliefs. In Australia, the forced assimilation policies against the Aboriginal people, known as the Stolen Generations, were carried out in the name of saving their souls through Christianity. Anti-Semitism, propagated by the Christian Church for centuries, played a role in shaping the prejudices that later became the foundation for the Holocaust. The belief that Jews were responsible for the death of Jesus Christ led to centuries of persecution, culminating in one of the greatest tragedies in human history. Christian history is filled with dark chapters that cannot be denied. In this darkness, we find important lessons about humanity, power, and the dangers of fanaticism. Uncovering these truths is not to destroy faith, but to remind us that history is a reflection of human actions, both good and bad, and that darkness will always be a part of history that can never be erased.